Good morning. Welcome back to Nadeska, DJ Akademiks, and Wayno here on Everyday Struggle. Gentlemen, how are you?
What's the deal? What's good?
Good with y'all.
How y'all feeling?
Good with y'all.
Ak looks tired. He stayed up all night watching the American Music Awards. How was it?
I was watching the Yankees get their ass whipped. Damn.
Why you
God
mad at Yankees?
damn it, man.
Yeah, you
I
so much
gotta
of an
support.
honorary New Yorker. You ain't no New Yorker.
I'm a half New Yorker. Hey, listen, man, I
Half
pay
nothing.
New York City taxes, and god damn it, it's a lot. As long as I pay the IRS, I'm banging New York.
we not tolerating none of that.
Right.
We're not tolerating none of that at the border.
No one in New York claims you
until Wayno
Akademiks.
gets
Fuck
me out
outta
of the
here.
taxes situation.
Hey, I gotta get him out the taxes.
Taxes.
You know I'm gonna stay far away from that.
on?
No, I'm gonna stay far away from that one.
Yeah, I ain't claiming Harlem. Don't worry, I'm claiming Manhattan. Maybe
No.
Times Square.
No.
I claim
Where do you
Times
think Harlem is, by the way?
Square. Bro, I don't know. The fuck?
You don't know what Harlem
This
is?
shit is
Bro,
ridiculous.
Harlem is Manhattan.
I only know where I get paid. Okay? And I ain't selling no bricks.
Ak,
So I only
not
want
a
Times
damn,
Square, nigga.
not a damn
Whoa,
person in New
man.
York is claiming you. Not
Fucking
never. Not
Academics
never.
Brosco,
I'm a half claiming it. Relax.
Get the fuck out. All right, let's start
Quarter
the
claiming.
show. Quarter claiming it.
Quarter
All right, so look.
I'm Jersey, York.
No.
No,
All right.
nothing
so,
New York in
The American Music Awards did air last night. Obviously, we didn't watch it, but some interesting
channel
things
that come on?
happened. I don't know. Academics, maybe primetime TV.
I don't even have TV in my house.
You don't have a TV in your house?
I have a service. I just don't watch it. I watch internet. And
I watch internet.
I watch YouTube.
Okay. Ak watches the internet.
All right, so some big highlights included Cardi B. She took home a few awards and also did a really dope performance of I Like It. But some of the categories I thought were really interesting. I'm going to go through my favorite ones, including favorite male pop rock artist. So Post Malone won, but Drake was also nominated. And this whole time, you guys have been disrespecting the Migos, calling them mumble rappers. You were wrong. They also won favorite pop rock duo. Did you guys know?
I didn't know, but I mean, pop is like short for popular music.
But slash
right?
rock, pop
Slash rock,
duo.
that's kind of wild. And Post Malone.
Imagine Dragons was in the same category as the Migos.
Wait, Post Malone is in there for rap hip hop, which I mean, he has hip hop influence, but Post Malone wouldn't be considered strictly hip hop, right?
Right. Well, he
or
won
rap.
for favorite hip hop album, so he won over Scorpion. And Love Is Rage 2. Pop rock makes sense for him.
Wait, they did that fast? Wait, they put Drake in there for Scorpion that fast?
I guess he made the cutoff.
Because look, I mean, well, rap hip hop, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Because Love Is Rage 2 by Uzi is in there. Who's doing
The
this?
categories ain't that bad, man. Like,
not bad, it's just like-
what it shows is that music is kind of changed so much, and because hip hop is now dominant, and you got to reward the niggas who's actually doing shit. Like, some of these categories are antiquated. Like, you got to change the name. Like, pop rock, when we usually think of pop rock, we think about some other shit. So if you're going to throw in a hip-hop group like the Migos, yeah, it looks fucking ridiculous, but they probably got to rework this award. I don't know what award show this is. Like, this seems like the white people award.
Yo,
You know what I mean? The AMAs, like, I lump this and the CMAs, which is the Country Music Awards, as some other shit. You get me?
But hey, they gave X Award.
That's
So
kinda wild,
He
though.
got favorite solo R&B album, which is really dope, but also over SZA's Control, Khalid's album. You would think they would also put him in another more hip-hop leaning category. Just, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, well, they should have split the soul part because I wouldn't consider his music like
Or R&B.
soul R&B. No, he sings sometimes, but you know what I mean.
Not R&B singing, like rhythm and blues,
What is
R&B
R&B now?
singing. I mean,
Like, what would we consider R&B? That's actually a
not
great
XXX.
question.
I don't think I don't. And this is not no shot to him, his music at all, because he makes good music. But I wouldn't put him in that category against SZA. Like if I'm picking somebody, I'm picking SZA.
Yeah, R&B, I'm thinking like SZA, Daniel Caesar, people like
Black,
that.
if he was considered. I mean, he just dropped his album, but Black could be in that type
Yeah.
of category.
I feel like R&B is really hard to like categorize. I feel like a lot of people now just call
But
R&B.
you think that
But
X would have called
XXX
himself an R&B star? Is that? I don't think so.
I feel like his music is. I feel like he had rock songs on his.
Yeah, so why is he
yeah,
not
he
in
should have
the
been in the best
pop rock?
soul
that's
rock
that's what I'm saying.
section.
Like music is getting like much more complicated.
Yeah.
Like he's not only just singing or just doing some melody shit. He did a Latin song. You
Let's
get me?
keep- let's
It's
keep-
so hard to like categorize.
Let's keep it a stack. Nothing about X is R&B. Nothing. I mean, nothing. And he does his singing stuff, but it's more in a rock lane. Even his whole approach of how he is more in a rock lane as opposed to R&B. I'm happy that he did win an award. It's kind of fucked up that he's winning all these awards now that he's gone. But I would pick SZA for that one.
Well, we actually have a good fan question later in the show about categorizing people in terms of like the R&B rap thing, which we're going to be talking about forever. But we'll get to that right now. Cardi B, she's on the cover of W magazine. Really dope look for her. Shot by Elaine Thomas. I hope I said that correctly. In the magazine, she does open up about the Fashion Week incident with Nicki. She said, of course, for a while now, she's been taking a lot of shots at me. So the biggest criticism was people saying this was not the appropriate place for this. Nicki saying she was mortified because the upper echelon was watching. But here's Cardi saying, look, so many people want to say that party wasn't the time or place, but I'm not going to catch another artist in the grocery store or down the block. She's not backing down from this.
Yeah, she's not backing down from it, but like I'm just so tired of the whole Nicki and Cardi thing at this point. But because Cardi's doing tremendously well. Like,
yeah, this cover is a big look for her.
Yeah.
She's
W magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing tremendously well. But you know, that went back to her feeling it was personal and it was something alleged about her child or her parenting. So I can't knock anybody defending how they feel as a parent, you know, because I'm a parent.
Yeah.
That's an intolerable thing. But other than that, she's having a great year. Like, nobody could dispute that.
Well, obviously, if it didn't, you know, there was rumors after that, like, oh, she's not gonna get invited to certain stuff because of it. Apparently, it turns out she was invited even more. Yeah. And I think, you know what I mean, 89% of Cardi B fans are ratchets, and I think they love that type of behavior, on-site type of behavior. And by the way, it looks like what do we call them, the offsets or the set-it-offs, whatever we call them. They're on some anytime, any place thing too. We saw what Offset said about Joe. They in Barney's, caught him in aisle 5. You know what's going on. I'm at the fashion show. Yeah, I see you back here. It's on site. Again, not on some. If I'm looking at it on some professional shit, of course it looks atrocious and really ghetto. But it plays into how they have built up their audience, and their audience actually says that's the type of person who's keeping it real.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, people were saying, like, right, it might lose her opportunities, but here she's on W Magazine a couple months later. That's pretty high fashion. So
it is, and I mean, that's why I like to stay away from, like, the shit that could be, like, physical altercations, because I feel like with this whole game, it's a big-ass lunchroom, and it's that table that don't fuck with each other, and this table that don't fuck with each other, and, like, we in the middle, and we sway a lot of opinions. That's why, like, I kind of chill off that, because if somebody really gets hurt, then it's a whole different conversation. If that shoe or whatever she threw lands in Nicki's eye and she's missing the eye, it's a whole different conversation. So that's why I like to stay away from the street shit, let that shit play out in the street. But of course, nobody wants nobody talking about or questioning their
parents. That was no street shit. That was like love and hip hop shit. You know what I mean? Like, throw some water.
Yeah, no, that's
a heel.
Shake a table.
If you're talking about Cardi B, that street shit.
Yeah, but
listen, Cardi B.
Hey, look, Wayno, this is high fashion street
Well,
shit,
I mean,
though.
she said it though. She said, I'm not gonna catch her at the grocery store.
Right.
I only took away from that is, yo, y'all are both successful. No matter what Nicki's complaining about, y'all are really successful at a high level. Y'all have to be at award shows. You have to perform. When the next slew of award shows come in the spring or whatever, and Nicki has to go perform Queen and all that, and Cardi's already getting awarded for her album and her singles are doing well, are y'all just gonna not be there? You're gonna put the organizers in a weird position where it's like, yo, yeah, I'm still defending, setting it off on that chick, and shit, who knows? I might do it again. Yeah. I think it puts that situation still in. It's weird. It's weird. But if I'm Cardi B, I'm defending just like this, just because that's her brand.
Well, I mean, and also with Cardi B, I mean, the thing about her is like this is still very new for her. Like all of this newfound fame has come within the last 18 months to 24 months. So she's still getting adjusted to how to act. I'm pretty sure next year she won't be doing shit like this.
She'll be too busy performing at the Super Bowl, probably, for this kind of thing. Anyway, check out the W Magazine feature. It's a really good look for Cardi. French Montana finally dropped the video for No Stylist. He's got a lot of cameos in here. Thug, Rocky, of course, Slick Rick, Cam, and more. Let's take a look.
I style, no styles, no Chanel, Saint Laurent, Gucci bag, lifestyle, no styles, Louis Vuitton, Jimmy Choo, that's on you, diamonds on my neck.
I see everyone bopping. You guys enjoyed this one?
Yeah, the video made me like the song a bit more. I mean, it was a really dope look to see him and Slick Rick. Right, that was a green screen, but like how they took it back to, it looked like the 80s. They was riding an old Beamer or whatever. That was dope. I could always appreciate a one focused record from French.
One focused record.
No, sometimes a lot. You know when he puts out a lot of records, you can't really like appreciate all of them together. I think he's really good at dropping one at a time and focusing on that, along with all of his humanitarian efforts. You know what I mean?
He's busy posting bail, getting people out of jail and everything right now. But Ak, what did you think about this? And just also where French is at the moment. It's been a while since he dropped an album. You know, he had Unforgettable, that was huge. What do you think about this and his current efforts?
This record fire, but he should have probably took the Unforgettable approach to make sure this song's gonna be unforgettable. And Drake should have been like 80% of the song, man. Like, Drake verse is too short, you should put that at the beginning. But the song's fire with or without that. I just feel like the way how French rolls out music in an album, and again, it's much different than his mixtapes. His mixtapes, I don't even want no features because he has a whole different aura, a whole different vibe when it comes to his mixtapes. If you listen to his Mac and Cheese series, like it's completely different. But his albums, he's trying to get that big record. So of course, like he'll call on his friends to get on the track or whatever. This track, I'm hoping it does well for him because I think if this kind of doesn't do what it's supposed to do, I don't know if he pushes his album out right after. Remember the last time he already had No Shopping that was like doing crazy? It was more natural with rolling that project out.
Did you like that album though, Jungle Rules?
Yeah. No, hold on.
You didn't. You got to be a French fan to really get into French music. That's one. I don't subscribe to the whole approach of having Drake as 80% of the record, only because, like, French can hold his own. Like, you never been to a French Montana show, right?
No.
All right, so French Montana has a lot of catalog. If you go to one of his shows, you'll see exactly how many records.
What is he performing?
But recently
What is
on
he
big
performing? Are you
songs, like
serious?
even Unforgettable.
I'm asking.
He's been dropping mixtapes since 2008.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
mixtapes versus albums different. Like,
It is, but I'm talking about
his albums sound way different.
His albums sound different, but what I'm saying is
filled with
he has
features.
catalog. He has a lot of catalog. French can perform for an hour. Now, he might not be able to do a stadium like a Drake or the Migos, but you can go to a French show and be entertained for an hour, and you won't even not remember how many records he has. He doesn't need to have Drake 80% of his record. He held his own on the record. It's cool. We got to stop expecting everybody to use someone to save him.
I think
if you listen to it, French having at least 10 features on his album.
I'm saying he seems like the kind of artist who doesn't
using
care
somebody
if
to
Drake is
save
on
you,
80%.
if that's not using somebody to save, French is like, let's keep it a stack. French is literally like DJ Khaled who can rap. When he's putting out albums. Now, on the mixtape side of things, that's where he earns respect from me as an artist. But when he's putting out an album, my man relies on these features. He
has a lot of features on his mixtapes too. What I'm saying is that
even if we're looking at Jungle Rules, most of the tracks, like he took tracks from other people from other genres, which
I'm not
were their
disputing that.
tracks, throw on a verse like we know French does on remixes.
I'm not disputing
That's not him.
What I'm saying
That's
is
not his
that
music, really.
French can't, like, you look to French for certain things. French picked up a lot of where Max B could have gone when Max B went to jail. You pick up on the wave. French you're not looking for French to give you prolific bars and verses and shit. You're looking for good songs, get you in and get you out.
But when you say those good songs, aren't you expecting a lot of features on it, or like a Sway Lee who's carrying
not
bulk
on every
of the
song.
record?
I mean, I enjoy French's music more than Akademiks, so I'm looking for different things. Like there's two types of what?
I don't know if you enjoy his music with me.
Really? You just now said that
He likes the mixtape series
I like
a lot.
the
I think he's just
mixtapes.
talking
I don't
about
like-
the
yo, the
album.
album
has two albums.
Feature heavy
Yeah,
all
okay,
the
but that's what I'm
time.
saying.
He only has two albums, so all right.
Every time he throws out a single,
Okay.
Every time he throws out a single, tell me when French Montana has a memorable portion of any song he's thrown out as a
a
single,
memorable portion of
or the only single, the joint where he mentioned Summer Jam on the hook. That's the only joint I could really. You see that?
That's why, but what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is this, right? Now, he's probably never gonna have a record that was big as Pop That, right? But Unforgettable.
was a
I'm
mega
bugging.
hit. But again, people
It's
are
Sway
saying
Lee's
that's a lot.
song. It's the same shit as Block Boy JB with Look Alive and Drake. By the time you get the Block Boy's verse, you've been tricked into.
So he's saying that he should have just done even more of that on the record. It seems French seems
I'm
like the
saying
kind of
that-
artist who wouldn't even care.
Okay, what I'm saying
about
is
that.
that I can appreciate the record because I don't need a 80% Drake verse or song to listen to French's music. I still.
But to listen to it, I guess you're making the point
okay,
to
no.
make it a big record then, not just
all right,
as
hold
a
on.
fan.
But let me tell you, even in the rollout and approach of this album or this song, right? French and his team leaked this snippet of that song, which we found out he was dissing Kanye. If I'm gonna leak the feature, I'm leaking Drake's part saying, don't wear no 350s. I wouldn't even know what French said at first. They leaked 15 seconds of the song that wasn't French. All we knew it came from French's
when
people.
it was in the studio. Like,
yeah, and we knew it was French's song.
Okay.
So already, as a fan, I'm already conditioned to say, damn, Drake on the track saying some shit. He dissing Kanye. We know French is with him, but still, we're looking to what Drake is saying.
Yeah.
Already, you're marketing the record from what the feature is doing for the song.
So
I'm looking at it like that, and I'm saying I understand how he puts out music when it comes to album time. Yo, he's getting these hits, he's getting these bags. And by the way, you know, his catalog is gonna be good because he gives you that other side when he comes with records that his core fan base is gonna really connect with.
But see, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, so I don't care if this shit is a #1 record or not.
Okay.
It's cool. Is it gonna be as remembered as every other Drake feature? No, right? I don't even remember the last one they did much. But what I'm saying is that I can appreciate French Montana for what he does, and him having a big single or not is not gonna make me want to listen to his music more or less. Like, I like French Montana.
So you would say like you're part of the core base.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I think if you fuck with his music, none of that.
So you're gonna
how he
check
releases
for
the
it.
single matters. Exactly.
Right. But your point is that if he doesn't have these features and get a big first record, this just affects him.
His albums don't sell. He don't sell big albums. Like, he don't sell a lot of albums.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I go back to the conversation we had a year ago. Not the same set, but on Everyday Struggle about when he did drop the album. We were surprised and shocked because that time it was weird how they were dealing with music, like single sales and how that contributed to the album sales. And Unforgettable was one of the biggest records of the year. Yet his album did around like 50, 60,000 first week. Right. And people were a little confused. And based on that, I think that's the approach of how I'm looking at it. Beyond just a core fan, am I gonna listen? I'm gonna listen. But how do I think this stacks up for French if he's rolling out music?
All right, so, and this is, I don't know French's business, but how he does his records, he's probably recouping whatever's spent on the album off these singles, because even if the single doesn't, Unforgettable is like a mega smash hit record, whatever they spent on that album in total, they probably got back off that one song. That's why he said he paid so much for the song from Sway Lee.
At this point, could French just drop these big singles with a lot of features?
That might be questionable too, because I hear Sway Lee might own like a good portion of that.
I mean, he probably owns a portion of it, but you gotta remember, one thing about music business is so many damn splits, everybody's getting a piece, but quietly, French is having a great year without really releasing music. Like, for all the things that he's doing, we're only releasing maybe 1 or 2 records. Like, he hasn't released a lot of music this year, and he's had a great year.
Do you guys think he needs to keep releasing albums? Can he just have big hits, mixtapes, and go on tour and be a humanitarian?
Well, as long as, because to me, he's turned into this like global rap star with those records like Unforgettable. So he has to feed that base and also feed his core, right? Like,
but does he need full projects to feed that
don't
base?
need- I think
That's what I'm saying. Does he?
Nah, I think he does.
He doesn't need.
Okay.
And by the way, I think he dropped some songs with Harry Fraud recently. That shit was fire.
Yeah, I mean, see,
that's for the core. That's
okay.
if he's with Harry Fraud, it's for the core.
The reason why I don't, like, he doesn't, I'm not looking for French to sell a platinum album, none of that, but I know he's always gonna have a weekend feature. Like, he's always gonna get that. He's always gonna get the Drake
He's a
feature.
socialite. He's always gonna have, like he said, like he's like the Khaled when it comes to.
He got great relationships.
Just,
like,
exactly.
motherfuckers fuck
He's a
with him,
socialite.
so,
That's a fact.
you know, but he's but you know what's so funny that I seen in this video? Did you see? Did you see the end when Thugger was dribbling? I didn't know Thugger could play ball. Like,
What?
Yo,
I had no idea.
Wayno.
Oh, there's hella videos of Thugger. Your Thugger got that Iverson crossover, bro.
I seen it. He was going. I was like,
Ankle
oh
breaker
shit.
badge, man.
megastar. Now imagine him crossing you over and playing Rocket
Oh,
Man
man.
remix in the background. Wayno.
That's too wild for me.
Keep trying. All right, so we like this video. Let's see what else French is up to, if there's gonna be an album. It would be surprising if he dropped this year though, right?
I doubt it.
Like we said, Saturated.
Yeah.
He doesn't have more records out probably next year.
I don't think he needs to drop this year. But I don't think it's like, yo, times, you know, we used to do the times up.
Yeah.
You're not thinking that about him
Yeah,
right
you guys,
now.
you haven't put anyone on the clock in a minute.
Yeah. I think French is
French
solidified.
ain't on the clock.
Yeah, there's no on the clock because he's like when you look up, French has had like a 10-year career already.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's chilling. He's good for life.
And we're not, his music isn't in demand to the point where we like, yo, he gotta drop something, but we appreciate it when it comes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, real important update here. According to White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Kanye is scheduled to meet with Trump and his son-in-law Jared Kushner at the White House this Thursday. I'm sure this is going to be a very productive meeting. She said, quotes, topics of discussion will include manufacturing resurgence in America, prison reform, how to prevent gang violence, and what can be done to reduce violence in Chicago. All right, guys, so this is it. This is what he was working up to. He's going to go to the White House. He's going to change America. Shit's gonna be different next week.
Well, I ain't believing this until I see a transcript of the meeting. I'm gonna really think this is a photo op in the Oval Office and Kanye could get his, Lewinsky.
But he got his photo last time. He did that already.
Nah, he's gonna get a couple more pictures, man. You got some updated pictures, like he had the colored hair, then he switched that off. You gotta be some pictures. I think this is just a photo op, and Trump has been like the Twitter cheerleader for Kanye. Like, yeah, see? This guy knows what he's talking about. That's a little reward. Bring him to the White House.
I mean, today's Wednesday, right? So he has 24 more hours to convince Colin Kaepernick to go with him still.
Well, put like this. You don't see nobody you remember when, the first time when Trump, when he just got elected and everyone was having these meetings and everyone was on social media like, yo, when you meet with him, tell him this and talk to him this, and they realize that, yo, this guy's just full of shit. Nobody's even saying, yo, Kanye, say whatever. They're like, go ahead, nigga.
Guess what?
Go chill with your homie.
Let's not forget that it's album rollout time.
Oh, man.
He's dropping an album next month.
Wayno, he's about to change the world with this meeting.
Wait, listen. What better promotion can you get than going to the White House? So, I don't know. Until something happens, I'm chilling on all...
He's about to pick up the fan base Eminem lost after that cypher.
I'm chilling on all things Ye and politics and all of that, but let's keep in mind that an album is coming in less than a month.
You guys got to stop doubting Kanye.
I don't know, yeah.
It's going to change
You got to
America.
make me a believer. You got to make me a believer. Or it doesn't. He doesn't have to, but hey.
Hey, I'm not going to lie, though. It would be an interesting twist. It would be a plot twist if he brings Colin Kaepernick. If Colin Kaepernick pulls up, I'm not going to lie, Kanye he's already legendary.
Did y'all know that Nike's profit share, I believe, I could be saying it wrong, but I know that it's risen $6 billion since the Kaepernick announcement.
Oh, yeah, I bought hella Nike socks. I'm waiting for his drop again. I'm going to sell.
I'm sorry, socks?
Well, shares, whatever. Damn.
Nike
stocks. I thought you said socks. I was like, what? How does that help them? All right.
Help them? It's about helping me.
All right.
The fuck?
All right, we'll see what happens.
He's not a New Yorker,
As soon as y'all start boycotting, I start buying, okay? Word, y'all not fucking with Nike? All right, buy all these stocks. Cash out, baby.
All right, man. So LeBron James has a new show on HBO called The Shop that's coming up. So we got a little teaser of his sit down with Drake where he talks about retirement. Let's take a look.
I think maybe one of my biggest concerns in my career is just to figure out how to exit gracefully. I've watched people overstay their welcome, and I just don't ever want to be that guy.
Drake always thinking ahead. People certainly do overstay their welcome, and it gets ugly because then they get into it with the internet and then end up defending themselves against the internet. Shit's ugly.
Who was he talking about?
No one. No one. You guys understand what he's saying here, right?
Absolutely.
That is something you should
I think
maybe
only three names come to mind if he was talking about them.
I don't think he was taking shots. That's not what I was trying to say. Academics.
Yeah, maybe.
What names?
Well, only three names it could be, in terms of veterans. It could be Jay, but it's definitely not Jay.
No way.
Because Jay is really, he dropped a great album. M, could be M.
Huh?
It could be M, or it could be Ye.
Okay, I don't think it's any of those. I think that there are tons of examples of people who overstay their welcome in this shit or never transition from one space to the next. And that's not just big people in the game as far as artists. You got DJs still sitting in one space. You got people who run labels that still sitting in one space that never elevate themselves, but yet we always talking about doing something new. So I think what he's getting at is just elevation. He's never gonna stop rapping. I don't ever see a time where Drake is not gonna be making music.
He said he's retired at 35. He's 32.
Jay was supposed to retire after his first album. Never happened. He was supposed to retire after Black Album, after Kingdom Come, all of that. So everybody takes little spaces where they chill out. Music doesn't require physical ability to run around as far as you don't need to be doing anything athletic, so you can always use your voice.
No, but you phrased it well. You said overstaying your welcome. The idea of not making the transition is the idea. A lot of people do that.
I think it's the transition.
It holds the culture back, honestly.
Absolutely, and I think it's people getting complacent, people getting comfortable with having a job and having that security, and I don't think it's that statement he made is directed at any big people in the game. I think it's directed at, not directed at, but just being aware of everybody. Like, yo, I don't want to stay in this one space holding, like, how long can he be the guy that he is right now? Exactly. Eventually there's going to be another him or somebody in that conversation.
Right. I'm going to be real blunt about this. I think both of those motherfuckers, when they were talking about this, they were looking in the mirror talking to themselves. Because I don't give a fuck what Drake says. I don't want to be that guy. You get addicted to be that #1 guy for the last 10 years. You don't just be like, okay, I'm done, not being the guy.
Well, did you see the rest of the clip? Because he talked about that in the rest of the clip.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like both of them, because they're still there, they could have that mindset. But until they're on the decline and they're still positioning themselves that way, because shit, who could have, not saying, say, Nicki's one of these people, but who could have foresaw that Nicki would have went on a fucking meltdown?
Yeah, but
after
Drake and LeBron have been through enough turbulence in their career to have had enough lows. Like when Drake was going through the shit with Meek, when people were burning LeBron jerseys.
He was still the number
They're
one
still
rapper.
number one, but they have an idea of what it feels like to be to have people turn against you already.
Fell off. When you could tell when a motherfucker's fell off. And when LeBron is no longer a top 10 or top 20 player, how he deals with things, that's what I want to know then.
No, of course,
You get me?
right.
When you're at the top, it's easy to say, when my time is up,
but
I'm going to do it out gracefully.
Even when you're at the top, you have such low moments. I'm sure you get like a glimmer of what that might feel like, and that's why they're having the thoughts.
So for both of them, they have faced, in both of their industries, have faced a majority of the hate that we've ever seen.
More shit than we can ever imagine.
Before Drake was the top guy, and this is why I said before about him changing a lot of what hip hop was, a lot of people didn't want to accept him. A lot of people didn't go out until they seen him become the motherfucker. They wasn't supporting that shit. Like, oh, this nigga sings. Why am I like this? Ain't hip hop. You know how many times he was called, oh, he's not this and he's not that. He don't have a classic. He don't. LeBron, he'll never be Kobe. He'll never be Jordan. Why does he wear 23? Right. He went over there. So I can understand them saying not getting complacent with that one space. It's about transitioning. I think it's all about transitioning, not them just looking at themselves, but being able to give awareness to other people. Like, yo, we're not gonna be the guys forever. Like, we seen it with Jay. Like, Jay is not the guy. Like, to me, he's the best rapper ever, but he's not the one at the forefront of hip hop. At one point in time, Lil Wayne was that guy. Like, he was bigger than Drake, and then Drake came and moved him out the way a bit, right?
Yeah, but. And I understand all that, but I feel like it's still too early for these dudes to talk about that feeling. Yeah.
How?
You can't, yo, my nigga, if you've been at the top for 10 years, my nigga, you've never fell off. You ain't never seen LeBron fell off. Nigga's been the best.
Yeah,
you don't
have to fall off to understand what it feels like for people to turn against you and for you to be like, they've been through those periods.
For you to understand. Like, we see so many people, and I get it. Like, let's stop acting like they're superhumans, because we see this example all the time.
You are talking like they're superhumans.
Exactly, I'm saying they're human, and that's why they can already have these thoughts.
I'm saying, right?
What?
They're saying, oh, I don't want to be that guy, or I'll never be that guy. You don't know if you'll be that guy till you're that guy.
That's not true.
You don't know.
That's not true.
We see so many people when they're popping, it's cool. Once they start falling off, so many different things
but
start
you don't have to fall. This is what I'm saying. You don't have to fall off, dog. Like,
a lot of times that's where we see it.
You don't have to fall off to be doing too much. There's a difference. You can be doing too much. Like, you see people all the time at certain ages doing shit that they ain't got no business doing because they're chasing something that they don't know how to transition from. And I think that's what it's about. With Drake, what the fuck can Drake do next? Like, what could he do?
Also, we can say that they're both very good businesmen, and we know that they've made moves outside of just their specific industries. No, like LeBron's already doing that's already planning for the future.
Okay. That is admirable, and that's cool. I'm just talking about being the top person in your respective craft. Not like if we're talking about just ancillary business and shit like that, of course, great. Like, actually, these two, well, at least LeBron, great example for that. You can't just rely only on your talent, right? Because that will fade clearly. But that feeling, that entitledness, when shit changes, when you used to make calls and shit moves around, like 50 could probably speak on that. But you get me? Because he really went through it.
Okay, he went through it, but that's why that's what he's talking about. That's why he's like, all right, I don't want to be the person that overstays my welcome. LeBron has had a 16-year NBA career. He's been watched for playing basketball since he was in the 6th grade. Drake is maybe 10 years in professionally. He was doing shit before that with the Degrassi. He was rapping then. Yeah. So he's in 16, 17 years in his career. Now that they're the top guys, I think it's more about, you know what? I gotta find a space to see what's next for me where I can still do my thing, but I can kind of chill. Yep. When you look at like a Rock Nation, sports, and all other Brandon and all the other shit they doing where Jay could just chill and I could drop when I want and nobody's looking at me crazy, right? We can always accept an album from a Jay. Drake is gonna have to cross that road as well one day.
Yeah, I still don't buy it and I don't believe from both of them. I don't believe that when you're
so they capping.
Yeah, of course. Yo, y'all always believe there's a denial period for everybody who's at the top when you're not the top no more.
No, I absolutely believe you.
You get in denial when everybody knows it but you. And to be honest, you're usually so surrounded and padded by yes men and people around you that they still keep that mentality that you're still there. And that usually lasts with you hanging on, doing a little bit too much. And not some overt shit where you're cussing people out or you're just going crazy. But, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, all right, you might be doing certain things that's like,
all right, so look.
Your time is up.
And I see it happen with a lot of art, because a lot of artists mentally stay in the year that they was most successful. The ones that don't get past that. They mentally stay in that year. Like a lot of artists still think it's 2004 when they had that record or whatever, right? Now, they never get past that, and that's where they overstay their welcome because they're trying to compete with a Little Uzi or a Juice WRLD where they're like, man, I rap better than him, or trying to stay in that space. It's gonna be a point in time where like Drake is on the Baby song. He said, I see 1 million and I don't even get hype or some shit no more, right? So there's gonna be a point where you have to transition to something else. I don't think he's capping a line or fronting for that.
I think these two guys are smart and strategic enough that to Wayno's point.
And they have great teams.
Their foresight is what's happening here. I don't think they're
business-wise. I agree. When it comes to internalizing that on a mental level, we'll see. When LeBron James is washed and he's looking like Kobe in his last year, that's when I want LeBron to start talking that shit. And if he says it then, and be like, you know what? Listen, I don't got it no more. Yo, I'm transitioning this. I'm gonna respect you even more. But
do
right
you feel
now,
like Kobe went out gracefully?
Kobe overstayed his welcome probably here.
No, he didn't. You want to know why? Because
or it felt like he was a little bit nudged a little bit.
You know, well, but just giving Kobe as an example, you got to remember he caught a injury, right? He caught an injury, he tore his Achilles, and he wanted to bounce back from that. So it was a lot of rehabbing and all that. So he didn't overstay his time. He should have played longer, but he hurt himself. So he was given it. Now, what I will say is that he took a contract that was they gave him a contract that was kind of outrageous because we all knew that he would be on a decline at that moment when he took that contract. Right. But I don't think he overstayed. 20 years for what he did was great.
Well, all right, maybe overstay is the wrong word, right. But like, that nigga was shooting like he was still the guy in
but he's always done that. He has the most missed shots in NBA history.
Okay, but that last year it was kind of like, it's one of those where you could know niggas is looking at him like, bro, you know you don't
farewell tour.
You know it's like 30%. And by the way, that letter, that's a great example. That letter he wrote and it was published in, what's the name of that Players Only magazine? Yeah, where he wrote how difficult it was for him to let go of it. Yeah. Where he said, this is what I did for 20 years. Like now, like I get up and I do this every day. For me to realize that it's over. Yeah. And so I have to let it go was very hard. He said he cried. That's the person who's going through it. These motherfuckers at the top, like LeBron, I see LeBron fucking dunking on. LeBron is jumping over Lonzo Ball's head in practice.
I believe you, but
you
like,
get me? LeBron's about to cross his son up in 3 years. Like he's at the top.
What's your fucking retirement plan? That's what I want to see. When you can't get drunk on Twitch at night, what are you gonna do?
Well, you know what? When that point comes, I hope I have that moment where I deal with it the same way. But saying it now, like if I'm like, I hope when it's all said and done, I bow out gracefully. Yeah, right. When you're not feeling like you're about to
you're gonna be
done
like
in a year or two,
clout chasing on the internet. That's gonna be you. So embarrassing. Act. Don't go out like that.
I'm being Adam 2.0. Adam 22.0.
There's gonna be a young act that's gonna be frying him. Like it's gonna be a kid growing up watching all your videos, all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, this old ass nigga Akademiks.
Yep.
He used to be the man. Fuck
Save
out of
this
here.
video.
You know what I'm
Save
gonna
this
do?
clip.
What?
That's when I'm gonna hire a new nigga to body his ass. Yeah.
You are that petty. You are definitely that petty.
All right, so guys, we know Lil Wayne's obsessed with sports. So he was on ESPN recently. They asked him questions. He spoke about Eli Manning. Apparently, Eli was not impressed with his comments. When he was asked about what Wayne said, he said something kind of disrespectful. I don't watch Lil Wayne that much. Here's what Wayne had to say about it.
Anyway, you still hometown love. I fucks with you, Eli. It's all good. You ain't gotta watch much of me, but you can't listen if you could. You probably need to, the way you've been playing. You probably need to bang some Carter 5 before a game. Just a consideration. What the fuck, though? Where the love go, Eli? Dang!
How do you shit on someone so
Wayne.
kindly?
Yeah, Wayne, when they go low, sweep they fucking legs. Sweep they feet from under them when they go low. Now, I'm here because that was kind of whack because, you know, OBJ put him on a spot because he's like, yo, why we not throwing down the field? Why motherfuckers ain't running plays for me? And he was with Lil Wayne, so nobody takes Eli Manning serious on what he's listening to anyway. Who gives a fuck about what he's listening to? But I'm here for the Wayne smoke.
Wayne, even if he's out of touch and don't know any other new rappers' names, he know every sports reporter. He named like 3 of them. I was like, who the fuck is that? He know every sport reporter. He know every quote that was said about him. He's a guy that, again, transitioning-wise, man, ESPN need to find a dope-ass show for him.
Yeah,
like
Wayne
a dope-ass
commentator.
smoked-out show where him and a couple dudes and some athletes, they just talk on some updated basis, not like just like, kind of like the barbershop on some daily shit.
Yeah.
If he got time for daily shit. He's busy.
That sounds like something he would actually love. That's perfect.
Yeah.
He's a sports guy, yo.
Yeah.
And when he shows up to like even First Take, sounds informed, like you can tell he watches, he got his facts and shit. So he's one of those guys, like that's his passion outside of music.
Right. I mean, but look, Wayne is a great example of what we was just talking about where he didn't do too much. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I've been doing this for so long, I'm just gonna skateboard now.
Right, he been chilling. Like, you know?
Wayne's career is probably the definition. Now, maybe not with like these outside businesses, but like in terms of not being so addicted to being that guy that you almost try to hold on to it forever or you box everybody out. Like he kind of, in a sense, passed the torch. Yo, hit Drake. Yo, he gonna be better than me, yo. Rock with him. When people started to gravitate towards the new, he wasn't like, yo, what about me though? You get me? He wasn't that type of guy. So Wayne is the perfect example. But Eli need to give it up. That nigga can't throw over 15 yards. He needs to give it up. It took Peyton a little while to realize it's over, buddy.
Right.
That was my favorite quarterback.
Wayne is the epitome of longevity.
Yep.
Right? Like he's the epitome of longevity. Like we said, like we seen him, he came in a lot of different eras, man. Like he was around before 106 and Park was even a thing. He was Rap City for real. Like he came through a lot of eras and he's still here. So, you know, salute to him. But yeah, fuck out of here, Eli. And I'm a Giants fan, so.
Yeah, let's get this Weezy sports show. That would be amazing.
Right.
All right, so Drake and the 3 Amigos keep canceling tour dates, unfortunately, and we never went to the tour because why? Of course, we never made it.
They sent no tickets. What you mean? That's why.
Wayno always gets tickets. Wayno be out
I
of
got invited, but that was the same week I found out I got
Yeah,
blocked.
Chubbs in the riser waiting for this nigga. Like, yo, where that nigga waiting on? Did we give you a ticket for that fuck? Where that nigga at?
He's stupid.
All right, so we don't really know what's up with these canceled tour dates, but we do know that a Drake and Migos project is probably coming. So during a video segment with GQ, Quavo responded to a fan question where they asked about a possible Drake and Migos collab. Let's take a look.
But what if the Migos and Drake drop a collab mixtape after the tour? You must be a psychic. If that don't tell you something, I don't know what to tell you.
All right, so we got a Migos album this year. Quavo's about to drop a solo album and a Drake and Migos mixtape. We want all of it?
I'm cool for another Migos and Drake song, but I don't know if I want a mixtape only because I don't like the music that usually comes from them being on the road. You know, like it's a lot of restlessness, it's a lot of being up all night, and I don't think it's 100% effort put into that type of music that's made like on tour. So I'm cool. I'm happy for another record, but as far as a tape, I could pass on that. Well, plus I'm almost Migo'd out. Like they got so much shit dropping, it's ridiculous. Like Quavo about to drop his album. What's that? Next Friday.
Yeah, maybe this Friday.
Is it this Friday? Oh yeah, it is this Friday.
Yeah,
I'm
the
tripping.
12th, I think.
It's this Friday, and then Drake and Migos album, and then you had Quavo Huncho, you had Culture 2. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
whole lot.
I mean, so with the Drake and Future project, people felt like it sound rushed. They didn't actually spend time together. Here they're spending time together, but Wayno thinks it's not productive time. Akademiks, what do you think?
Hey, Drake, Migos, we love you. Quavo, you the nigga, bro. But to Drake, bro, please don't do no more collab tape unless it's with a lyricist. I'm tired of hearing you wash niggas on their own tracks. Niggas, we know what we listening for at this point. You get me? When Drake's on your track or your track list, we skip to that. We did it with Lil Baby and Gunna. Okay, Drake's the last track. That's the reason why they put it as the last track on the tape. It's not fun watching Drake and these non-lyricists where Drake is coming in with all the clever bars.
Hold on.
And these niggas is hard.
Are we saying none of the Migos can rap Drake if they really tried? Offset?
You ain't gonna get me chasing the bar anytime. Stop playing with me, Nadeska.
Okay,
That's my favorite group. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I want to hear Drake go verse for verse with somebody who is capable.
Maybe he's just having fun on this and he's not.
Like they make dope songs. Don't get me wrong, but like that combination, like what we're finding out is that we like one song or a couple of collabs from two artists or two sets of artists, and all of a sudden now we want to just take that formula and turn it into a tape. And what happens is we just get the same shit again. We get 3 good songs out of like 12 songs that the 3 songs are like hits, and then the other songs are like, oh, we could have done without, and that's the tape. And then we forget it, and then they go back in, they do their regular thing, even though it's good sales, money back, everybody collects it, pockets are fat. But as fans, I'm like, whatever. Well, Drake, rap with somebody who could give you some bars.
Like who?
Well, I think also,
him and Cole, man.
I'm a Cole.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Why these two light-skinned friends won't rap together?
Why everybody think, why nothing in Cole works out?
Huh?
Like, I want Kendrick and Cole.
Cole lives on his own island.
He's in a special little world. But
Drake pulled up to Atlanta for Future. He could pull up to Fayetteville.
That's the thing. Every time, I don't know, I haven't been to OVFest recently, but I've been a few years in a row, and he always introduced his light-skinned brother, Cole, so they're good, but the last track we got was In the Morning?
Yeah.
Has it been that
I
long?
think, but to kind of counter that, like lyricism comes in a lot of different forms. I think people always look at lyricism as one way, as it has to have like a bunch of bars and it has to be a deep, crazy verse. Not that I think that the Migos are like what hip hop quantifies as a strong lyricist, but I think that like Quavo holds his own well on records that he's on with him. Now, the thing is I'm not looking for Quavo to have like a lyrical barred up verse. If I'm gonna engage in a project like that, I know what I'm getting off the rip. So, I like I said, I don't really care for a Migos Drake mixtape. I'm good for a song here and there, but cause he's gonna be on what's his name album too. He on Quavo album too, right?
Yeah,
hey, let me also further clarify. Like when Drake hops on, and I'm gonna throw Future in the mix. Shit, I even throw Block Boy, even though it wasn't a project, it was just a song. Drake gets into their world, and like you hear him like just rapping over the instrumentals that we're used to them being on, and he's just dropping some bars. And I'm like,
he jumps in their world. I think he dumbs it down to be on their shit, but it still kind of overshadows them somewhat.
Yeah.
But
no, but I think that's cool. But I think without him just kind of sound like a feature in every song, even What a Time to Be Alive, it sounded like he was a feature, except like 2 songs, and one of the songs was a solo song.
Yo, I wouldn't care, but like to the whole Cole and Drake thing, I really wouldn't care for a Cole and Drake project.
Why?
The reason why is because like I like Cole for a lot of his subject matter, and not that Drake doesn't, but Drake only talks about like certain types of things, and it's not in the realm of what Cole talks about. I'd rather have the Cole and Kendrick shit. Don't really.
For that reason, I would actually be kind of curious to hear Cole and Drake project. I don't know if I want a whole project, like a few songs.
Yeah, a song.
I think a nice blend might be good.
But you know, after me going to the Damn tour this year and going to like the KOD tour, like seeing those shows, I really like. I'm like, yo, they're the ones. Cole and Kendrick are the ones that if they would have put that project out, whatever it's gonna sound like, it's going to change a lot of things.
It's allegedly still maybe coming.
I mean, I think it's just going to change a lot of things as narratives for just black people in hip hop. Like,
I'm just curious what it would do for Cole's exposure. Obviously, he's already a huge star.
They both.
But
really
I wonder, not Kendrick. I mean, J. Cole and Drake, if they did a tape together, like globally, how that would impact.
I'm putting it out there now. I don't want Drake to do no tape with Lil Baby. I don't want him to do like. Stop it. Like we get it. These are the new hot guys that
on Yes Indeed. I didn't feel like Drake washed him. I enjoy Lil Baby on that track more. So it happens sometimes where it's a good balance.
And that's why Lil Baby is that guy. But I don't want to hear just because he's the new guy with that sound in that lane, Drake and him is doing a tape. Cut that out now. I don't want to hear none of that. If it's not another lyricist, bruh, I'm cool off that, man. I'm cool off that for a while. And the Migos, I don't know if we could really get Migos out because I feel like they're really so much the culture. We just keep consuming. They're working at the direct rate of how music is consumed. Now, will it be memorable or forgettable, whatever? I don't know. But if we're consuming it, the pace they're putting it out.
What if Drake did an R&B tape with somebody?
He should.
Him
I'm
and
surprised
Georgia
it
Smith?
hasn't happened.
Him and Georgia Smith? I don't know.
I think it's too late. I think we're past that
LMA?
now. Okay, there you go. Look at Akademiks. You
I
would
just
want
wanted
a
to
full
see what you was
R&B
going to say.
album?
I'm trolling with that one.
Of course, I listen. Him and The Weeknd need to do something.
That's not happening either, it seems.
But you know what? It's tough to do a whole project with somebody because just getting everything cleared and just y'all time and matching up.
Yeah.
Of course, if a Cole and a Kendrick did a project, it's hard to even have them around each other because they have so many different things individually going on. Even Drake is probably has his next whole 2019 plan, so it's probably hard to jump in and throw something in there and actually expect a real rollout and shit behind it. So who knows? I think that's only happening because they on tour. That's a conversation because they on tour.
Actually, I'm cool off all these collabs now. I'm cool, man. I'm cool. Like we just really haven't.
So anyone
every time one of these collabs come out, we're left talking about, man, Watch the Throne was good. That was the one they really got right. Nah, man, y'all niggas do y'all solo albums that we could judge you for you.
So everyone
I get that y'all want to collect the bags, and I guess that's the reason why I ultimately give it a pass all the time. But geez, just chill. I can't wait till this wave is over.
Yeah, I could go without like a few of these collab shits for a bit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Individual shit going on.
Fair enough, especially if they're going to be 35 songs. Right? We're good on that. All right, we had some fan questions, but I think we're actually out of time. And it's slow as hell this week anyway, so we'll definitely get to those tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. Keep sending us questions at Everyday Shrug with 2Gs on Twitter.
2Gs.
2Gs. See you guys tomorrow.
You high?
Maybe.
With 2Gs.
I was like, with 2Gs? Oh, 2Gs.